Now, ladies and gentlemen, Source 2. Source 2 this past year has been leaked, fake leaked, rumored, and most importantly discussed more than anything else in CSGO's history, at least this past year on CSGO YouTube. I would say that's for very good reason. A lot of the rumors that we have gotten, whether it's from Source 2, an operation, some sort of community capsule, or a miscellaneous update that's going to come later in that current week, has been proven to be right. But also on top of that, the same people who were giving those leaks are the same people who are giving us the Source 2 rumors and leaks. So they're from very credible and reliable sources and people on the internet. But everything, of course, is taken with a grain of salt. If there's one thing to take and note from this past year, Source 2 is getting worked on. It has been worked on, is on its way. We just don't know when it's exactly going to be released. Recent sources as of recently have once again brought up the topic of Source 2, and that's what I want to talk about in today's video, on how a beta, at least for offline versus bots, is most likely to be coming later in 2023.
Today's video sponsor is, of course, SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a place where you can buy or instantly trade your CSGO skins for some new flashy ones. It has a modern, easy-to-use layout with multiple different filters, and if needed, it has a 24/7 live chat support team. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance, which can be used when you end up trading skins. If there's a skin you really want and don't have enough for it, there's an option where you can top up your balance, and if you deposit with cash, you get a 35% deposit bonus, which is very nice. This holiday season, SkinsMonkey is offering one of the best deals I've ever seen across any single trading website. They've prepared free gifts for everyone. Christmas has come early. Now, as soon as you go on, you can get one of three things. You can get a completely free CSGO skin of really any single value, a 45% deposit bonus, which is 10% more than normal, being a 35 usually, or of course a free balance on the site, which can be used to any item you want to trade for. The first gift is free, and others are unlocked through the trading website.
So Source 2, just like an operation, has been absolutely milked to the core on YouTube. There's nothing left of it. People don't really care at some points of these things because people have brought up the exact same talking points over and over and over again. I'm someone to have stopped talking about Source 2 and really any operation stuff for the past 2 months because there's nothing new out there. 2 months ago, I made a video on why Source 2 is most likely delayed or not coming anytime soon. I've made videos on what Source 2 is actually going to bring to the table, and that's another big thing people aren't really talking about. Everyone's always excited for an operation. Everyone's always excited mainly for Source 2, that it's going to be this big new game, going to have Unreal Engine 25. It's going to be IRL Counter-Strike, when realistically that's not the case. All it's really going to do is this shown on screen. Gabe follower actually made Source 2 before Valve did, which is just absolutely crazy, and the fact that this happened before anyone else, mainly Valve themselves, is just absolutely mind-boggling. They just don't care about the game, and that's exactly what's been happening this past year. Just look at cheaters. There's been people literally leaving from the anti-cheat division because nothing is getting accomplished. Well, we're going off track here. As you can see by the shown footage, it doesn't really look much different than CSGO right now, and for very good reason. It's not going to. You can speculate and think of reasons why Source 2 hasn't come out until now. I would say the main one being, and the main reason we haven't got any other new CSGO games, Counter-Strike games in general, to continue the franchise, is because of skins. Skins have held them back in a lot of different ways, but also made them very successful and very rich. You see, if CSGO were to make a brand new engine tomorrow, or at least release one, and the game broke, things looked different, things felt different, people maybe wouldn't want to play the game. That would crash the skins economy because it is based off of people and it's not regulated by Valve. That would be pretty bad. So they want to slowly ease into it, and this would be the perfect way. They slowly release a beta, which is just offline with bots. And maybe Source 2 has an official release, but maybe it's only in beta still, but now you're playing it online, but you have the option to switch back and forth. And what Source 2 is really going to do for the community is just realistically improve lighting, and some skins make them look a lot more realistic and a lot better on screen. For an example, right now, all the skins that look maybe 3D or have certain different lighting on the skin cannot really be done in Source 2. Any 3D effects on a weapon, like a weapon charm, are possible, but aren't at the same time in the Source 1 and current build of CSGO. Source 2 is really going to progress a lot of map making and mainly skin making. Certain crafts you can do, make stickers look a lot better, and it's going to progress CSGO in that way. So I'm glad I got that out of the way for people who don't really know what Source 2 is and what it's really going to do for the game. It's really not going to do much for the short term of things, mainly for the long term. It's going to make CSGO have a longer lifespan. So the main bread and butter of today's video. This is from Aquarius over here on Twitter. Him and Gabe followers seem to be buddy-buddy, and they of course talk about, suggest things that may or may not happen in the future. I don't know much about Aquarius. I mainly follow Gabe follower, and he seems to be right about a lot of things. But this, on the other hand, has gained a lot of traction, and that's why I kind of want to cover it. He tweeted, "Here's something exciting to finish off the year on a high note, because this year really hasn't been great for CSGO updates. I've got a source which confirms that CSGO on Source 2 is expected to be shipped in Q1 of 2023. That means the first couple of months of 2023 we're most likely going to get Source 2. This right off the bat seems a little too good to be true, but also makes sense. And this is why I think people are kind of hopping on board with this. We haven't gotten an operation. There hasn't been any gameplay updates. There really hasn't been any updates in CSGO this past year whatsoever. It's just been recycled content. It's been gameplay changes and fixes that we've asked for all year. It's been new maps, but old ones reintroduced, such as Anubis, when it got introduced in 2019, left the game. Instead of Valve putting it in CSGO forever or making a new map, for an example, it was just an old one recycled. Then, of course, he tweets out on top of that, kind of as a thread, I can also confirm the beta version of CSGO app ID 710 was hidden because of extensive testings, some of which were caught earlier this summer. Obviously, all of this is just speculations, and with Valve, you can never know for sure. So what's weird about this is it seems to be the first tweet he had was confirmed, and then he went to the second one because it was getting a lot of attention and traction, and that was just speculation, and he kind of summed it up that it was all speculation. Yes, all of this is speculation. We never really know, especially when it comes to Valve. We do know they are working on something, and if you guys are unfamiliar with what he's talking about with the app ID 710, is when in 2022, in the summertime, it was around the time Antwerp was going on sale, coming off of the sale anyway, we started getting a lot more rumors on Source 2, specifically what the devs were working on. I believe Gabe Follower has a very in-depth video on this. I suggest you go check it out. And it was pretty much where we could see every time CSGO updated or before they updated how many devs were working on the game, we could see that. Now we can't because they blocked it, I think, for this specific reason. Because Source 2 is getting play tested, it's getting tested, and they don't want us to know. That would make a lot of sense. And this is something that I think is very believable, and I don't see why someone like Aquarius would just BS everyone in the community like that. I have a video very similar to this one, but this time it's going to be talking about CSGO's next operation, on how it's not what everyone is going to expect, and how I think it's also going to be somewhat of a letdown for most people. I'm glad to have gotten this out of the way where people on YouTube are going to just be bashing this and hammering out tens of 20 videos maybe on something like this, when realistically it's just not going to happen like we've seen recently with operations. Let me know what you guys think. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.